Alright, hello, welcome in everyone. Greetings, hello, welcome. My name is Harriet Citadel, avian alien sentinel VTuber, perpetrator of creative chaos and general maker of things. And I hope that everyone is doing well this day. Let me just switch this thing on, and hopefully that will help a little bit. Lighting. And, we'll see if those are going to stay on or not. There we go. Because it is in fact a glasses day today. Hello, Bread. Welcome in. Lovely as always to have you here, joining us again. Okay, it is in fact reading the top of my glasses as my eyebrows. Those go away. Okay, so now that should actually function a little bit better. Lovely. Wait, not do that. Let's not do that. That's gonna break things. Yeah, that'll have to do. Okay. So, today we are going to be finishing up with Eve, who we managed to put a solid amount of work in yesterday. And then, after that, we are going to mess around with a couple of other things. So, what exactly, I will figure out between now and then. But we have got something on the cards. And, well, an interesting thing happened this day, which is part of the reason why I'm a little itty bitty bit late, in terms of everything. And that is that I got hold of a mini tripod that is a desk mount tripod. That my dad had lying around that he wasn't going to be using, so I asked if he had one. He said he did, and now I've got a tripod that is closer to my camera, so finally that issue has been resolved. And it subsequently had some very, very minor shufflings on my desk as a result of that. David, good morning, welcome in. Great to have you back. So yes, I've now got a tripod that is actually standing on my desk, which is great. It did mean that I had to raise my graphics tablet a little bit as well, just for line of sight purposes. It's a very nice coincidence that he had one. Yes, it is. It is indeed. That is one of the perks of being in a media family, is that there's weird pieces of technology and hardware lying around all over the show most of the time. And most of the time, it's possible to find the tool for the job. So it's one of those interesting little perks of being in a media household. So that worked out. That worked out in the end. I'm very, very grateful for it. And yay! It's bonus points. So we've managed to solve one little headache. But with that, I had to, like I said, do a little bit of desk rearrangement. I had to lift my graphics tablet so that line of sight on the rear screen is a bit better because of sight angles and so on and so forth. Which led to me discovering that I had been visited upon by bookworms. So one of my physically largest books is one that I was highly unlikely to ever read a second time, actually, and has a fairly rough cover, so I figured that ought to be something that I can temporarily put my graphics tablet stand on, and it shouldn't slide around too much. And as I pulled it out of the bookcase to incorporate as a temporary stand, I notice, hold on, why is there a hole in the cover? And I flip it over, and there's a hole in the back cover in the same place. Now, I've never drawled my book, so this was very strange. So I paged through it, and lo and behold, there is this continuous little line through the book. And at one point it actually branches quite amazingly. No sign of the actual worm, No sign of the actual bookworm. None of my other books are affected. It's just this one. So, well, okay, this one and the one that was right next to it, which is the second largest book, which also has a textured cover but isn't quite as thick. The damage on that one is actually worse. But I was not likely to read either of those again, ever. So, while I've still got the damaged books in my cupboard, there is no sign of the actual bug. So, I checked everything. I checked all of the surrounding books and found no evidence of the bookworm. So, fun. So, I've now, if I ever need to do a craft that requires a book that needs to be gutted, I've at least got books that have been done damage to that I would not feel bad about gutting, because I can't now give these away. I had previously thought, okay, I might take these to a second-hand bookshop or something like that, but now clearly that's no longer on the cards because of the damage from the bookworm, so it is now, the one of them is now a stand. That is now its purpose in existence. It happens. It happens. But yeah, so wild times. Just before that though, I did manage to get a little bit of a start in on what the plan is for Eve today. So the first thing that I did was I just showed the coat layers again, and very slightly started cleaning up the shoulder before I got distracted by things. And then I went into Sam's reference sheet and picked up the layers for his ID card, because I don't know if you can see it right over here. Let me just zoom in a bit more. You'll see that on Sam's lab coat he has this little ID card. I'm going to be replicating that for Eve. But they're going to have different information on the ID cards, so yeah, that is the plan for that. So for now, what we're going to start with doing is we're going to just tidy up the lines on Eve's coat, render it out, apply her ID card, and then we should be very close to actually being able to deliver this one. Oh, the other thing that I did this morning, which was also on a whim, was I fixed the cape clipping through the shoulders issue, or the shoulders clipping through the cape issue that I discovered during the Live 2D debut. So that's now repaired as well. And I also they made a little bit of a tweak to my big smiley mouth form on this rig, because I've noticed that it was just a little bit too narrow and it looked a little bit strange. So now when the mouth is smiling wide and a big open, it's not looking quite so compressed in a very peculiar way. So I'm happy. It now looks a bit more organic and natural, so happiness is. Alright then. Sound check, is everything okay? Is the balance between me and the background music okay? Can you actually hear it this time? We can hear it? Fantastic. Fantastic. Balance is good. Lovely, 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 lovely. That is fantastic news indeed. Okay. So let's start by just cleaning this up. Alright, so it's that. Okay. That'll do just nicely. And zoom out. I'm definitely going to need to carve this cleaner. Okay. Rap-a-ta-tam. Just get this coat corner proper. I have my mouse on the left-hand side of my screen today, and the muscle memory still says reach for the mouse with the right hand. So it is a bit strange at present. because I haven't remapped any buttons or anything, so now I'm doing left click with the middle finger and right click with the index finger. It's a very interesting cognitive exercise. Okay, coffee. A sip of coffee sounds like a good idea right now. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. I'm going to need to come in closer here and do this. Something like that. not happy with that part of that coat. Actually, not happy with that line. Okay, and now we make the lightweight better. Like that. And on this side. Like that. Now zoom in and see if I've got artifacts that I've got to get rid of. Okay, now over here. Alright, there we go. Now we go and we grab that color and we clear the layer, hide the ID card, select outside, zoom in on this gap, add it to the selection, expand by 1 and invert and oh. Alright. There we go, there we go. And now if we do that, great. Course 1 lab code main. Okay, this one we're now going to go and we're going to say duplicate, drop that in there, show, get rid of that, and here we're going to go merge selected. Okay, now I just wanted to see exactly how I assembled this thing. Okay, pretty much like that. Okay. Call this one inks, call this one fill. Great. Now we add our little lobster clasp. Okay. Now this we are going to transform down. It is currently on a keep aspect ratio. Yes, great. And now control like so. Great, 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 great. There we are. There we go. Okay, happy there. Save. Save, save, save. And coffee. I'm gonna finish it because it is already cold. Wow. Okay. So now we come in here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip down a multiply layer, come over here, grab our that color. There we go. Put that in there immediately. I always forget to save. Thank goodness the software I use for pixel art does it for me all the time. Autosave is an absolute lifesaver. It really is a lifesaver. Honestly, it is something that I would have lost a lot of work without as well. But it is probably wise to put on a timer to remind yourself manual saves, which is what I'm actually going to do myself now, because I am going to put on a timer that's going to be a hydrate timer. So when you see the countdown in the top center of the screen, that is going to be a time till hydrate. That is a time till the next hydrate. I will probably make a proper little window or something for it to live in, so that people can see a little water glass icon or something, so that I know, okay, this is what we're counting down to, because otherwise some people are going to get confused when they see it. Okay, so now we're going to add another one. And we're going to start by going, grab that. Don't give context, put the timer in letters field red. But you see, having the audience know what the timer is for means that when I inevitably forget to look at that part of my screen, people know what to yell at me about when it's over. Label it Yell Timer Adria. yell and see what happens. That's maybe not a bad idea either. We're yelling and we don't know why. Because while we are on YouTube, and in the absence of Twitch redeems for hydrates, I think that maybe running a timer is not a bad compromise for making sure that the organic life forms remain watered sufficiently. Save button. I think when we're done with Eve, I'm going to work on the mistling design. I think that's what we're going to do. Because I hadn't yet made up my mind. So that we can have our little community icon about and abounding. Might be able to use the mistling as the base for a couple of emotes as well, which is also maybe not a bad idea. Okay, so now it just needs a little bit of texture, and then it'll be good to go. Do you use references? Yes, I do. I was presently not using references for the shading on the coat because it was something that I've studied to the point where it's mostly in my brain most of the time for most lighting scenarios. But especially when I'm dealing with specific textures or specific shapes or angles or things like that, I 100% use references. Sometimes I take photos for my own reference as well. Even if they're just temporary and absolutely not fit for public distribution, they do the job. So I do actually use references quite frequently. I would like to get a hold of a couple of mannequins and such for not having to take photos to be able to pose them and use those for references. So like one of those full body artist ball jointed doll type things is one of the things on my wish list. And also the one that is just a life-size pair of hands. Like a posable pair of life-sized hands. Those two, well, okay, technically three mannequins are like top of my creative wish list of things that I would find immensely useful. As far as reference material goes. Once again though, shipping is really expensive internationally, so getting a hold of them is not easy. Not easy. But it's fine. When in doubt, I have a mirror, I have a camera that, if I'm not using it for facial tracking. I never thought this through. Okay, so note to self, if I ever need to take reference photos of myself for art that I'm doing in stream, I need to either borrow a family member's phone or take those pictures before we start because I now can't de-rig the phone to be able to quickly take a reference photo and send it to myself. I will troubleshoot that at a later stage, because at the moment I honestly did not think of that until right this very second. Self-referencing gang, yes, we do not contribute to the economy much, but third world economy, hey, you know? Also, just by the by. Like, what even is the exchange rate today? Hold up. What even is the exchange rate today? Let me see. $17.76 to the dollar. $22.65 to the pound. $18.64 to the euro. Ooh. Yeah. In local currency, those numbers are scary. But okay, so we have now got a coat. Let's just add some texture to it. Let's see, open this folder up here. That is not on the screen because I needed something that is not going to be everywhere. Let's go. This one looks like it'll be... Actually, now, do we need that, or is it going to be a little bit of overkill? At use case, it's not actually going to even be visible, so I'm not going to bother. In use case, a texture is not actually going to be visible. Okay, so we've now got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a little bit of additional madness. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, drop that in here, unclip it. No, undo. Grab this, duplicate, grab this, merge selected, mask, and clear it. Okay, now this, we're going to reduce the opacity on it. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our lasso. We're just going to grab the underside of the chin here quickly. Undo, undo, undo. Or am I being stupid? I think I'm being stupid. Hold up. Clear it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the bottom lip. Now I want to add a mouth open variant. And I was thinking of expanding the jaw down, but I can get away with doing this. Let's apply the mask. And warp like so. All right, grab this. Rotate. There we go. Add another layer below. This one, we're going to grab our that color. Just like that. Lock. Shade in like that. And like so. And then pull that out. And there we have a mouth open version. Sai, hello, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah. Good enough. Save. Stretch. Okay. Just roll the shoulders out a little bit. Okay. I think we are there. I think we're there. We've got variants of open mouth, closed mouth, lab coat off, also open and closed mouth. That covers all of the bases for all use cases, so I am happy. Save button on that. Doing good, enjoying an off day, so I can actually chill and have breakfast while watching. Yay! That is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. A day off is always a lovely thing. Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy. We've covered all of the bases. The render looks good. We've got all of our parts. I am happy. I'm a happy camper. So, I'm just going to quickly drop these on the other screen for a second, take a couple of screenshots, and send this through for final approvals before I say, send this through for final approvals before I send the... this mouse is in the wrong place now. Why? Because I was trying to be smart and now I've broken things. Have I? No. Okay. So now we come in, we zoom in, pull that down. Looks like it's just about done. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just going to grab screenshots of the variations, drop them in our variants for final approval, colon, paste 1 here, paste 2, paste 3, and paste 4. When these get the okay, I'm hoping they will get the okay. I've got no indications at this point that they won't, but I'm just using that phraseology for the sake of one never knows 100%. But supposing I get the approvals for that, I'll be then able to export this and send off the files, and that will be the end of everything in my commissions queue. So this is, I did in fact break something. There we go. Lock. Flip. Okay. Rapatatum. Looks excellent as usual. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad. I'm very, very, very glad. So now I can close Sam's reference sheet again because I'm done stealing objects from it. I'm probably also just gonna go in and say, just send a zoom in on this so that that can get approved as well. Because that is also just part of the detailing. Good work, it looks good, yay! I am glad, I am glad. I am glad, I am glad, I'm glad. Ah! I'm enjoying starting to add a lot more texture to things nowadays, lately. A lot of my designs up until now, specifically, have had, for my personal use anyway, have been very flat in terms of texture, because I've been thinking of comic art as the primary use case most of the time. But as I start doing more VTuber stuff and so on, I think it is probably a good idea to incorporate more textures into things, to start adding weathering and such canonically into designs and see how that turns out. I do actually specifically need to practice weathering metal. Weathering metal is something that I need to work on. Have a paint job, scratch it up a bit. It's easy to do in Blender, it's not quite so easy to do in everything else. Easy to do in Blender, she says asterisk while following a tutorial. It's less time consuming. But anyway, okay. So we're happy with that. Let me just see. It makes sense. Comics and animation want to have simpler designs since you have to redraw them over and over, but a single illustration can go more wild. Yeah, this is 100% the facts. Grahazik, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing okay today. Hi. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So, the next thing on our cards is we can either dive into mistling design options. Ain't nobody gonna draw all that sweater texture 5 dozen times. No. That is where the shorthands come in. And 5 dozen would be a lightweight estimation on how many times you would need to draw the same thing. So, like, at most, one would draw the cabling. Maybe. But the individual rows of stitches, not a chance on this blue earth. Like, unless you are spending years and years and years drawing a thing, and that is, like, berserk level of detail, then, no one is going to be drawing all that. Not if we want to maintain what little sanity we have as artists. Although you do get individuals who do kind of go into the zone while they're doing detailing. And that is actually their relaxation, is when they're doing that repetitive detailing work. That, however, is not me. That's where 3D can be very helpful. Absolutely. Then you just texture it once and boom, it's done. Yeah. Okay, so Eve is now ready. I will keep an eye on the DMs as well to make sure that we've got the go-ahead when it comes through. So the next project is going to be either. We can work on the Mistling mascot design for you guys, Or I can do a little bit of concepting on character stuff. One of the two. Because I am starting to get brainworms with the dragon. The mistlings, yes. Let me just... Yes. So, like, you know how every time I greet people on Blue Sky in the mornings, I say, "Good morning, mistlings." Good night, mistlings. Sometimes I actually remember to say good night in the evenings when I don't just pass out. But yeah. I'd argue once you get to berserk levels of art, sanity's gone out of the window. You're going hard on details for the love of it all. Yes, yes, that is 100% the facts right there. That is 100% facts right there. So, our options are going to be... And let me just pick a color that is visible on screen over here. All the way over yonder. We can either design the mistlings, or we can do some studies, maybe. It's been a while since I've done some studies, and if I actually need to plan a couple of those that I need to do. So those will be things like specific textures, or anatomy in certain poses. Time! That means... Time. That means it is in fact time to... hydrate. Hydrate, so that you don't dehydrate. Okay. Everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages and take a sip. Now, let me put that back on for the next 30 minutes. Of course, I mean, a swallow every 30 minutes is totally reasonable, right? It's one way to get through a bottle. A swallow every 30 minutes. It's kind of like drip feeding the fluids. So, that is an option. Or... Coffee! Coffee! Lovely. My coffee is unfortunately empty. Unfortunately empty for now. But it's fine. So you don't dehydrate. Yep. I can't say that I coined the term, but it is... I'm going to be using it. Facts. I just realized I do not have my emotes on YouTube. Yeah. That's sad. Oh. Then, I'm not actually feeling emotes right now. For some reason, emotes are not just a thing that stick in my... Ooh, let's happy dive into emote drawing today. It's never been something that's jumped out at me. It's always been kind of a little bit of a chore, but it is something that I actually need to sit down and do, is emotes. Ugh. Then the alternative is going to be the third option for what we can do is that I could maybe I have a set, one of which features a cup of coffee just for the time of drinking coffee. Yeah. No, a coffee emote is on my wish list as well, I assure you. A coffee emote is on my wish list as well. The third option is working on Dari a little bit. Because I would rather urgently like to get a male model in the portfolio quite quickly. And he's the only one I've got a fixed design for right immediately off the bat. Because I desperately need a male model in the portfolio on VGen. Because they are in fact my target audience. Then what else could I potentially work on right this very second? The alternative from all of that is doing a little bit of look dev on Misthaven architecture to figure out, okay, what kind of look and feel the place has. Because it is... While the environment is a complete and utter mix and match, the inside of the town, that is... inside of the Citadel is distinctly more uniform in terms of the architecture, because there will have been one project manager. There will have been one architect, basically, or one team of architects in charge of the entire city planning over the last 50 years in that town, city development thing, blah. So that is going to need to happen, and that is also going to have an impact on things like, okay, architecture. It'll have things in terms of NPC, wardrobe, and so on. I'm just using the phrase NPC because I do not know what else we would call the general full of folk who are not necessarily YouTubers, background individuals. Like what is the normal look for that? So that is all still up for conjecture. Honestly, I think probably we can start with the Mistlings and then move on to Dari. I think that's going to be our best bet for today. Yeah. So let's open in Canvas, View, crop mark off, File, Save As, and let's make this one in this folder and call it Mistling Viz Dev. Okay. So, what do we know about how the Mistlings look? We know we want them to be sort of cloudish. I can zoom out a little bit. Wow, that's big. We want them to be pom-poms. We also know that they need to be easy for a non-RT person to draw. It has to be good for that point, because otherwise it's not going to catch. Oh, good, I'm not the only one who calls non-model characters NPCs. Yeah, like, what else do you even call them? Like, what else do you even call them? Like, background characters just doesn't fall off the tongue quite so easily as NPCs. Background characters, NPCs. Get out, it don't work out that easy, huh? NPC is such an easy, useful, usable term, honestly. What else do we want the mistlings to be like? What else do we want the mistlings to be like? Let me do this. We need to add a list of things that they must absolutely not be like. There needs to be stuff that they must absolutely not be like. They cannot be carbon clones of... They cannot be cauldron. They cannot be suits. There are a lot of fitting terms. I believe the Japanese term for them is mob characters. Because they're made to be part of a crowd. Yeah. Because it's... Because a mob is essentially your... As far as I know in game dev terms, a mob is any entity that you can pick a fight with. That is not an important character. It's like the spawnable opponents that are everywhere. But once again, I could be speaking completely out of whack. Another thing that they cannot be a clone of is... it cannot be any of these. These are the three visually that I am aware of that are going to be closest to the themes of a ethereal, insubstantial pom-pom shaped thing. In games, mobs are your enemies, though non-hostile creatures are also described as mobs. Yeah, so it's... I've also used extra, specifically because of the tabletop RPG. It calls any non-boss or non-plot relevant book an extra. Okay, yeah. So these, I just need to be careful. Do not copy. They are super easy to copy by accident. So we need to be careful of that. Inform additional characters and the enemies on the main cast are called extras. Yeah. So... let's look at what we can do for the mistlings. I think mob is more of a manga term, referring to the meaning of mob as another word for a crowd. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let's think for a second. We want to be able to have something really cute and sort of cloudish. Okay, so cute things are generally round. Cute things are generally round for a start. That's always an easy base to draw off of, is cute things are generally round. Let me go for a smaller size because otherwise I'm going to have a tough time filling out this thing. So, generally, mostly round. Round is French-shaped? Yes. As exemplified by the bread in your profile picture. Very French-shaped. So. These sorts of eyes are generally pretty easy to draw. So as an absolute raw base, we need to keep in mind round is friend shape, be cute. TK, hello, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Awesome to have you here. Hello, hello, good to see you. Yay. How are you doing, TK? We are designing mascots for me. And ish. It is new territory, honestly, actually. Because for the first time in a while I'm going to try and do something that is not based off of an existing creature, and that is going to be interesting to adapt. I was lurking last night, but I was busy doing reports, so you're pretty much ASMR material. I am glad if I was able to assist in your report production process. Oh man. Sky, Helintris, hello, hello. Thank you for the cookie and enjoy your lurking. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. Okay. So, we need to think of what is going to actually be easy to draw. Hello, Lynxus. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm back and I'm chill. Hello. Greetings, greetings. We are designing the Mistlings. We are designing you guys. Fun, fun, fun. Let me put this on that side. Eek. Drag that way. Zoom out, like so. There. Okay. Now. not going to do that. So we know that we want something round and cute and fluffy, wispy. There needs to be some sort of a core. It needs to be something grabbable. For pom-pomming. And then we need to have something that reads... something that reads Harrier-ish. Without being... ew. The other thing that we've got is we have the bird theme. Because a harrier is a bird, my design is based off of a bird. And birds are generally kinda cute. So there is that. Would it have the same colors as your model? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Like, because it's a mist thing, it might have a significant amount more white on it. We'll see what we come up with. Round puffy bird with wispy arms. No! No, 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 no! Can you imagine... I can imagine... the wings getting out of hand. In that regard. Because we also, remember, need to make sure it needs to be easy for everyone to draw. It needs to be easy for every single person to draw. Maybe a glow based on who it's around, like a green around Harrier, red around Claret, and so on. Yeah, that's also an option, because it might just be that instead of being a me specifically sort of mascot, that it actually becomes a Misthaven thing. So like for all of Project Misthaven. I suggest a very weird, simple looking art style for this character and make it slightly complex. Yeah, no wings. I also agree no wings, because it means that we want it to be as simple as possible for everyone to draw. If it's going to have any detail, it needs to be ultra simple detail that is replicable and duplicable by everyone. When birds are young, they look all puffy and roundy. It could have a round body and little round wings. Yeah. Yeah. So, in the same vein, I need to add this one as a big one. Also, cannot copy. Absolutely cannot copy those either, which are literally little pom-pom birds as well, so we need to be careful. Not familiar with any of those. These are all VTuber mascots These are all VTuber mascots, except for the suits. So, I have to be incredibly careful to not copy these on the dot. And there's another one that I need to be careful to not copy. I know this character very, very well, and I need to be very careful not to copy how he looks. As well, because he's also cute, floaty bird with ethereal elements. Not entirely the simplest character to draw, but also greatly simplified as far as birds go. So I need to be very, very careful to not copy any of these. Okay, so what we're getting out of this is we want something maybe a little bit bean-shaped. Alamir, welcome in, welcome in. What about a bird with an ink pen nubbed beak? Ooh, interesting idea, interesting idea. And a suit and tie for this bird character. Oh man. So, I do like the nib beak idea. But how to make it cute and drawable by everyone. But then again, also, if this is going to become a Fort Misthaven mascot and not necessarily just a Harrier mascot, having that level of customization is maybe going to be maybe a bit on the nose. Gonna toss it concept in this Discord. Okay, let me head over there as well to just check it out. Okay, I just got a feedback from Sam regarding Eve. Hold on. Well, let me see. Archer. Interesting, interesting. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so I've just got a quick update on Eve. So here, the date, or the number rather, is going to be 1 0 1 2 2024. Okay, now let's see in here if it is actually even legible. It's illegible enough to annoy me. It gets seen. So now we duplicate that again. Merge selected. Come down here. Put that there, and there, and there. And now we just line these corners up with the corners beneath them. Messed up. Okay. Over here, place this one. Place this one. Place that one. Place that one. Okay. That one goes away. Save, and now those are ready for export. Lovely. Ra-ba-da-dum-bum! I thought about doing it on my iPad, but I'm not sure where my pen is at the moment. Ah, shame. No, don't stress, don't stress. Definitely go for a certain type of this character. It looks good, and if not, then sneaker shoes. I thought about making the thing as simple and easy to draw for everyone as possible. It's so strange. I wonder. Then, hope you have a Merry Christmas. Thank you very, very much. I hope you do as well. Welcome in. Let me just check what's happening over here. Hold on. George. Just making sure that I've got my admin in the bag. Okay. Okay, so Eve is ready for export now, which is great, which means I can collapse that and I can hide that. And I can go File, Export Single Layer PNG. Sam, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Just spent a small eternity looking for my pencils. I haven't drawn since I moved. Oh my word. Oh wow. Got a second to pop in and say thanks again for the excellent work. Love the way she's treated out. Ah, thank you so much for dropping in, Sam. And everyone so far has just absolutely adored Eve. So you can let her know that from the side of the person who drew her and her community, she is very much loved. We really like Eve. So collectively, you can let her know that she is a greatly appreciated individual already. Okay, so let me just do this. This is going to be Eve Ray, coat on, mouth open, save. Okay. Then that's one export. It's exporting at full scale. Then the next one is going to be lab code off, file, export, PNG, code off, mouth open, save. I'll make sure to tell her. Thank you very, very much. Alright, now we close the mouth and then we get file, export, PNG, code off, mouth, closed, save, okay, and show that layer again. Okay, file, oi, don't do the stupid, thank you. File, export, PNG, and this is going to be code on, mouth closed, okay. Looks like I need to get ArcMate involving it. Yeah, I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool. And then we're going to have the reference version. Which file open. Grab that one. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to grab our swatch and just make it look nice. Call this one swatch. Okay. And we're going to have a nice, big, easy to easy to sample colors that should not be broken by JPEG dithering. Okay. Then over here we're going to have like so. Then this brush again, grab that. I'm going to need to export those again because there was a mistake that I just noticed. That would help with the establishing the content setting and world building too. Yeah. Let's see. That's the silver, yes. Are there any other colors? It's just the green, the white, the navy, the grey blue, and the silver, and the gold. I never rendered the gold. Okay, I'm not actually done. I'm not actually done. Shucks, I've only just noticed that I'm not actually done. Okay. I'm going to need to re-export, but it's more a good thing that I discovered this now. It's more a good thing that I discovered this now. Because I thought I was done and I wasn't. That will not do. That simply will not do. So. Silver. Firstly and foremostly, we're going to go in there. And we're going to add these 2 patches of silver. Undo, because that needs to happen up here. Lock, call this one silver. Cool. Then we're going to go grab our dark one. And our darkest one. And then white. There we go, there and there. Then on the main, we're going to go to our silver layer. We're going to lock opacity. We're going to go to our middle dark. Over here, like that. Then our darkest one. Like that. Then here we're going to go white. Like so. And that's the silver there. Then lastly, we're going to go over here. We're going to grab our middle one. Pick the screws. There we go. This is why last reviews are important. Absolutely, absolutely. Because otherwise, this information would be lost until it's too late to do anything about it, and that would drive me personally completely up the wall, knowing that I'd missed things that oughtn't be missed. Okay, so now the gold. The gold is an interesting one because it involves a little bit more of a richer brown than that. I wouldn't have caught that. No artist. You wouldn't have caught it until suddenly you're looking at it and then you see, hold on, but this part isn't rendered the same way as everywhere else is. And then it would be sad. Usually some months after the effect. Okay, then lastly, the shine in key spots. Okay. Now that works. Now that works. Now I'm happy. So now we've got that. Those have got shinies. Those have got shinies. Okay, that is now in fact all of the colours. I genuinely think I never would have noticed unless someone pointed it out. It's just one of those things that's annoying once you do notice it. It's desperately annoying once you do notice it. All the shinies, yes, yes, yes. So just FYI, what is built into the multi-tool is entirely at your discretion. I loosely based it off of a multi-tool that I personally have in my possession, which is a plier combination thing, and I see that my timer finished. Whoopsie! That's time for a hydrate. That's time for a hydrate right there. But yeah, what is actually part of the multi-tool is entirely at your discretion. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. Would the ID card be see-through with shiny too, since they tend to be in see-through plastic? Yeah, it is a laminate, but in this case, I think it is acceptable to leave it as is. Probably. Probably. Let's do a check on this. An add. I don't know if it really adds anything, but I guess it does look a little more finished. Okay. Okay, let's leave it there. Save. This is probably the most ultra basic reference that someone is ever going to get. So I'll do an export without the coat and an export with the coat. Or file, save it. Call this one ref. Okay, and then on the reference sheet, what we're going to do is we're going to go file. No, canvas size. Okay. File, canvas properties. Cancel. Canvas size, yes. This is in fact the one that I'm looking for. Do not send to canvas. Yes, I know it's going to get rid of the default borders. Okay, width 430, that is going to be 860. To double it. I'm probably not going to need 100% double, but giving the extra space is not a bad idea. I love the idea of the multi-tool because I was thinking that my suit would essentially have a hard light projection system reminiscent of the Omni tool from Mass Effect. Ooh. Nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to move it across. And that looks trippy. It's fine because it's temporary. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the swatch and I'm going to go edit, transform, flip vertical here, put that way. Actually, no. Okay, let's grab everything. And just bump it up a little bit closer to the edge. Like so. Okay. Grab this part of the swatch. Doot-doot-doot. So it makes sense for it to have a smaller external version. Okay, so now the ID card fits neatly into that slot over there. And now file, edit, canvas size. Now we can drag this in closer. Okay. This could be something similar to the key tools from the show Reboot. Ooh. If it works with the law, then it's awesome. I mean, hey, it could be the most high-tech multi-tool ever. Not quite a universal socket, but if you've got 6 of them in a Swiss Army knife, hey. And when in doubt, there's a manual pair of pliers, because you always need a pair of pliers and a side cutter for something. Okay, so then the last thing that I need to add here is let's make that like so. Okay, I want this to be in what font was I using? I was using no, not it wasn't open, it was it open or was it Poppins? It was Poppins. I'm going to use Poppins semi-bold. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna go right in art and character design. Bye. Be over there, just so that anyone who wants to know can find it. the rest of you. Giza, hello, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm late? Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. We have only just gotten final confirmations that everything was there. I'm doing great, how about you? Hey, I am doing good, I'm doing good. We have made the progress that was necessary for this day. I have got my brain spinning at a gazillion miles an hour, trying to think of how on earth we're going to do the mascot design after this, which we half started and then we kind of realized, oh shucks, I wasn't 100% done with this yet. So, we're doing good, we're doing good. Design. So now we come back here. And here we're going to hide the swatch again because actually this needs to go off, this needs to go off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do that off again. We're going to go File, Export PNG. This is mouth closed, coat on, save, yes, okay, export everything again. And we wait for the little thing to finish saving, thank you. Then lab coat off, file, export, PNG. And this is going to be coat off, mouth closed, save, yes, okay. Then, we're going to turn the coat back on as soon as it's done saving. No, first we're going to switch on the mouth. Open, PNG, export, coat off, mouth open, save, yes, okay. And then, wait for it, there we go. Coat on, file, export PNG, and coat on, mouth open, save, yes, okay. Go. Doot. Then, the last thing that I need to do, is go here. Yeah, save. And when that's closed, we'll be at the next one in the list, which is the madness. File, export, PNG, and this one is going to be ref small, which is going to be specify output size in pixels, no more than 5,000 on the biggest. And let's make this 4,000 on the biggest direction, because otherwise, if you upload it places, it's going to be too big a file size. It's going to be too big a file size. Okay. And there we go. I will be sending these through at the end of streaming. But, okay, so Eve is now done. Check. Everything is rendered, everything is exported, everything is ready to send, essentially. So now we try and get back to our mistlings. Now we try to get back to designing our mascots. And I absolutely despise that. Actually, I do not even want this on my screen. I don't like it at all. Fresh eyes do that to you. So, we're going to go here. Again, I love the way you drew my wife. She's beautiful. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Is this part 1 of the project you're talking about in debut 1.0? In terms of Eve, negative. She was a character that was commissioned by Sam here in chat. The Mistlings character design is what we mentioned. We need to have a mascot. So we're trying to currently figure out a mascot. Mascots are not 100% my favorite, or not my favorite. It's not exactly my most frequently explored subject matter. That's why she's the director of support and logistics. Yes, because she's not a streamer herself, so she's not in the department of interdimensional visual transmission. However, she is waving the proverbial motivational pom-poms for Sam and supporting him in the background. So yes, that is why she's support and logistics. But yes, this is Sam's lady. And yeah. And I think everyone is really, really happy with how the design came out with her. So yeah. Happiness is. Mascots. How to not. Okay, so now we try to figure this out. So, we want something that is maybe a little bit fluffy, because that is what gives us the pom-pom feeling. We can either have clouds or we can have pom-poms, but mixing the two is just... No, I don't like that either. So, let's think. That is a hard no. We're not going to do any things that's got a downwards floaty. An upwards floaty is too Vantacrew. A pom-pom that is just a pom-pom with a face is too much like the the wispy cloud thing was what I was going for in my sketch with wispy arms and legs and a beak. Yeah, I feel like that doesn't... I'm not 100% sure that cloud octopus type thing is 100% our vibe here. Yeah, mascots are a challenge. Mascots are a challenge, especially when you specifically want them to be round. Oh man, and not a time for sick Lulu, it seems. No. Oh man. Let's think. Is it Poi Poi or Pio Pio? Mascot character time. That's something I'm horrible at, honestly. I very, very seldom work with cute things. Like, I know people who draw cute things, and I adore it when I see the art of people who draw cute things. Try to conceptualize it myself. It always comes out a little bit on the creepy side. I don't know. I don't like that necessarily. Yeah. There are so many arbitrarily round mascots, and I left a demo of my trackball drawing skill in the Discord, not great. Rap-a-da-dum. You know what? I'm gonna put a pin in this. I'm gonna put a pin in this because now we're just wasting time. Tall oval. Oh, the siblings are having a fight, guys. Yeah. I'm actually gonna put a pin in this and come back to it when either someone comes up with a really good idea that we can adopt, because trying to concept this myself is scaring me. It's scaring me. Yeah, there are a lot of arbitrarily round, arbitrarily cute, not entirely physical mascot type creatures out in the wild. And trying to specifically not copy one of them by accident is hard because there are so many. So maybe what I'll do is one day when I have disposable income, maybe, I will actually commission a mascot design from someone who actually is a specialist in designing cute things. And specifically make it something simple. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do with the mistlings, because that is maybe not for right now. Not with... I know a couple of people too. There are so many. And I have a couple that I've got my eye on, so we'll see. And some of them are actually specialists in creature design, and then on top of that they make it cute. So if I can assemble the funds for it later down the line, I will commission that. I'm going to actually write that down as making the mistlings a stretch goal for if I can raise enough money for the replacement graphics tablet, then the mistling design commission is going to actually be a stretch goal on that, because I am planning a donathon. So, let me just see, have I got that page here, or is it torn out? I think it's one of these torn out pages. Which is half me trying to keep track of how to install Linux. Citrina parameters, adding up numbers for a thing that I can't remember what they were. It's none of those. Okay. Ah, okay. So, let me write this down. Donathon. Mist. Ling. Design. Commissioned. As a stretch goal. Okay, there we go. I did throw the concept out before I started doing any content, but once I did and nothing had been done with it, I decided I wanted it and started doing stuff. Fun. Like, recycling concepts is generally, if it's your own IP, go for it. I've done it so many times, honestly. Like, I've got characters who have jumped my own IPs, like, completely, a couple of times over. So, it happens. It happens. Okay, so, I will look at that at another time. So, I think what I'm going to then do is we're going to look at working on Dari a little bit. I think let's do that. Let's work on Dari a little bit. File open. And go here. Where is this window? Madness. Okay. Here. Dari. Dari Live 2D. Okay. Let's work on the Dari art for his rig. Since darker skinned characters are the theme of the week. Let's work on Dari a little bit. Okay. I will get back to rendering out hair, but first what I want to do is add one for ears, an ears folder. Okay, and then let's go. Ears. Full. Ears. Detail. Okay. Now we go to our Dari swatches. We grab that color. And we put on our symmetry ruler. And here we're going to just reduce that opacity ever so slightly. Hide that, hide that. Yes, live 2D art is a lot of nightmare fuel, so just FYI. Live 2D art is a lot of nightmare fuel. You have been warned. Okay, and then here what we're going to do is we're going to add a clip, multiply, grab that color, and now we're gonna hide that because we don't need it. Hide that for a second. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab that color. And I'm going to just add that to the swatch. But I am going to take it and I'm going to turn it down just a little bit and add it a little bit more yellow to that equation and go replace color for his skin inks. Okay. It's not 100% black. And I did this stupid. And now here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the base skin color again. Actually, no. No. I'm being stupid again. Am I? Am I being done? Yes, I'm being done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. That way around. Call this ear detail mask. Because I'm building it basically the same way that I built myself. Okay. Now here we're gonna grab our base skin color. And now we're going to add that. Yeah. Like so. Okay, lock that opacity. Then grab our that color. Multiply. I'll get this color again. And I did the stupid again. Okay. Now, yeah, we're going to go like so. All that color. Scale it to 1. Hold up, let me just check. Do not end. Okay. That'll have to do. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that artifact. Okay. So now we've got all of that in place. Great. Next is going to be the neck, and after that, below that is going to be hair, back. I'm also going to need, is he going to need hair, side hair? He's going to need a side hair, yeah. So neck, side hair to cover the side of his neck when he turns his head, because otherwise it's going to clip stupidly. Then let's start with the neck. Neck lines. Duplicate. Rename to neck fill. Grab this. Alright. Now this is going to be interesting because we're going to go pretty high up. Let's make a temporary folder. Call this one head. Collapse. Okay, there we go. It's always easier to make the neck longer than what you're going to need. Or at least I find it that to be the case. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we go here, we fill it in our line color, file, outline selection, draw on border, times tool, there we go. Okay, now we're going to do, let's do basic blocks here for the upper body. Let's do torso, and let's go time for me to finish lunch and get back to work. Alright Sam, thank you so much for dropping by. Sincerely appreciate it. Best of luck with the rest of your work. Okay, so we've got, first things first is going to be the rib. Because I include the waist as part of the hip part. So it's going to go, let's call this one rib fill, and start with the fills, and then we can do the back fill later. So rib fill is going to be rib fill is going to be like so. Hide the neck. I'm building him to be able to do alternative outfits again later as well. So there's that. Have a great one, and I'll be around whenever I can. Thanks for the wonderful character design. Can't wait to start getting art for it. Yay! I sincerely appreciate you dropping by. And you're entrusting me with your wife's character design, of course. Okay. So that's going to be our ribs. Then we're going to need, above that, we're going to want shoulder fill. Now this is going to be shoulder 1 fill because there's got 3 sets of shoulders. Ooh, okay, let's start with that. Shoulder 1 fill is going to be, hide that. This is basically the same sort of mechanism that I used to do my own arms as well. Just so that you guys know. Of course, you've done nothing but earn my trust, and I keep coming back to you. Thank you. I appreciate that so, so much. The wings because he's an angel. He actually has 6 arms. This guy has 6 arms. He is an absolute darling in my head. But yes, it is going to be interesting. I don't know if you can tell from my anatomical sketch, but like he's got 3 layers of pectoral muscle all stacked on top of each other. It's wild. And now becomes the funny naming conventions to accommodate bizarre biology. Yes. But it's fun. Let's make that even less, that I can make sure that I'm seeing properly. The exact border here, because On these shapes, silhouette are literally the make or break of how well this is going to work. If the pectoral muscles are so great, why isn't there pectorals too? Okay, cheers, Sam. Well, you see, there are going to be a pectorals 2 and a pectorals 3. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen how pectoral muscles work, but there is a twist in them, which is kind of funky. And a lot of people, when they're drawing pectoral muscles, ain't exactly pay attention to that part, especially around the top, the center chest area. This little extra line that you see over here, that's got to do with the extra twist in the pectoral muscle. Probably got a trilogy, yeah. But they're all kind of stacked one on top of each other, so even if he's actually a pretty skinny dude, which he is, he's got like 3 layers of it, so it adds up. Shame the franchise wasn't able to get funding for Pictorials 4. Yeah, it's... Let's just say I'm already considering myself... Irk. I take it that Quell did not work. I did not work in this morning. I did not work this morning. Hello, Citrina. Yes. I ended up having a little bit of a wild morning. Quell, I think I updated Quell at 1 o'clock this morning after stream. I had finished updating Quell, only to discover that one of my handpieces had not even been charging. So I have been dealing with that. And then this morning had a runaway train of its own little madnesses. So between that, poor sleep, and other various factors, I decided, you know what? Not today. Not today. I will try and pick it up another time. I thought maybe tomorrow. But it's come to my attention that I need to do more website work tomorrow, so that is not going to happen. And Friday through Tuesday, I am dead to the world, basically. I've got so much stuff going on. None of which involve a computer, which is going to be wild. Yeah, so... Quell will resume at some point. Hopefully soon. Now, let me just remember here. Collarbone is going to be a single surface layer, which goes like that and ties onto the neck like so. And this one is going to have some shading, is going to be mostly shading, so I need to make sure that I've got the right color selected when I do that, but I'm going to just add that notice in, and then here in the neck layer I need to add throat, which is going to be, if it'll show, thank you. Throat is going to be also here, like that, and extra detail, which I'm going to fill in later. Um, so hair back needs to go behind torso. And neck I'm going to take out of its own layer set. So necklines goes below rib full, neck full goes above rib full, throat goes just below collarbone. There we go. I could get mutations and send you references if you need them. No, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm just trying to remember what I did with my own model in terms of order of operations. Okay, so then we're gonna have rib full, neck full. Okay, rib full is like that. Cool. So shoulder full. If I go and I just test the rotation, I'm looking at this side. Is wrong. Cancel. The shape is wrong. I want to open. I'm just going to quickly hide Clip Studio on the OBS for a second. I just want to check something. File, open. Go to my own one, and let's go Harrier Live 2D. The clip folder. Clip file. Sorry. Just checking how I shaped shoulders here. Okay, so in here we've got hide the cape, hide the glasses, stuffs, hide that. Okay. Now let me see. Body layer, expand. Okay. It is in a position that is safe to show. It is safe to show, so we can do that. Okay, so we have if I just hide, I want to find where is my high arm fill. Hide the high arm fill. Okay. Hide the shoulder fill. Okay, so that's how I shaped it. Okay. Just want to put that reference over there so that I know how I built myself for the purposes of being able to build the next person. Just woke up, but I kind of want to sleep longer. I was streaming until 3ish last night. Oh my word. That is wild. I hope you are okay. That is wild. I do not blame you for just wanting to sleep more, honestly. It is wild, I haven't done that in a while. Yeah. I can believe that. I just want to see once again. Where is the neck? Where is the neck? Where is the neck? Okay, I just want to make sure that I've got the same sort of a shape going on here. So that I don't fight myself later. Wondering why I got it right once but not the second time. I found a gacha game I really like, which is crazy. I never thought that would happen. Ah! Yes, the gacha curse is real. Much like the sound of one of the pills hitting the bottom of the gacha machine, from whence it got the name, it has also got the unfortunate curse of going gotcha. But sadly, that is how it goes. Okay. So, shoulder full is like that. Cool. Neck full, I just want to make sure I once again have the same shape going, so hide the shoulder full. Show the neck full. Close enough. Yes, it sits on the top of the collarbones and on top of the throat. Yes. Okay, then chest fill. Okay, is straightforward pectoral shape. Okay. So here what we've got is we're gonna have like so. Now, if I show the layers for, or the layer that's got the sketch for the planned first outfit for Dory, it may look a little bit strange as to why I am bothering with chest detail that is not actually going to get seen right at this very moment. But once again, I am building all of the originally drawn by me models for the project Misthaven to be modular and to be outfit exchangeable, so that as characters grow and develop, we can do upgrades and updates and alternate versions for cool stuff. And one thing with Dory is that having 6 arms, conventional shirt obviously is not going to work. So he is a halter neck lad. He's a halter neck lad because you can't have all of those sleeves. Like, as someone who would need to come up with the pattern for that shirt, if I wanted to model that in 3D and actually do my fabric wrapping on that and UV unwrap that, it terrifies me. No. And goodness alone knows how much a cosplayer would hate me. Goodness alone knows how much a cosplayer would hate me for trying to make a shirt with 6 armholes and pattern that out. Also, can you imagine trying to put that on every morning? Ish! Just no. Just no. No. But also with mechanics of getting things to actually when the arm actually moves as it is planned to later down the line, being able to actually have creases in the right places, maybe not a bad idea. And contractions in the right place. Things that need to stretch when an arm goes if one way needs to stretch, and things that compress when the arm goes one way needs to compress, and therefore one requires the appropriate layers to get that to do the job. So that is chest 1. Oh. Okay. I love that you're prepping him for alt outfits. It's always a good thing. Yeah, like my own model that you see behind me here also prepped for multiple outfits, which is why I've had to make sure that the layer file was in a safe for work mode before I made my Clip Studio visible again. Yeah, so one thing with Dory is that each progressive pair of arms is actually a little bit further back on his torso as well, so a little bit closer to his spinal cord. Which means that you have got a little bit of a proper staggering for space. So it's not everything is in a straight line directly vertically along his ribcage, which would be so inconvenient as a living organism. But we'll see how... Duplicate layer. This is going to be chest 1 inks, chest 1 lines. But yeah, we'll see how he behaves, really. When I do the reference sheet for him, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm certain that there's going to be some fan artists who are going to want to throw things at me. But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Being prepared for the pitchforks is part of the process. Okay, so that's chest 1 full. Duplicate. Chest 1 lines. Lock opacity full. Unlock. Okay. Then we're going to go hide those, and we're going to go chest 2 fill, and that is going to behave like it's also anchored here. But being one layer down, it is going to behave differently. Dory deserves that fan art for sure. Yay! I'm honestly very much looking forward to seeing the reception he's going to get when I actually post about him on social media. And I'm looking forward to having a pilot for him, really, as well. Okay, so that's 2. One thing that's especially interesting with this layering is that this is probably the very, very, very rare case of a humanoid character with a keel on their sternum. Most of the time keels are reserved for birds because of the massive pectorals that they need to actually be able to fly. The water timer just left. I completely forgot to switch it back on again. I forgot to switch the timer back on again. Whoopsie. But it is in fact time for a hydrate, so thank you for that reminder. Everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. Bacon! Welcome! I'm late, I just woke up, but I come with good news. I got Zhongli in my first temple, well done! Oh man. Luck has smiled on you this day. Which reminds me, I still need to reinstall so that I can pull for him. Because he's the only character I pull for regularly. I might just get Returner's wishes. Maybe. Maybe. Oh. Because it has definitely been more than 30 days since I last logged in. Oh. I feel bad every time I fill in the returners survey to say, I got busy. Okay, so that is looking perfectly insectozoidal. Alright. And if I hide this now, we should have the tiniest bit of information there that tells us that there are in fact 3. But now I can see, I have an issue. Let us put that on. Hide those. And clean up the debris. Okay, so this one also needs to come from over there. Okay, duplicate, clear, fill, clear, there we go. These two I'm gonna push up just a bit like that. Okay. There we go. So that is the bases of those. Then we're gonna need to hide those again and hide those again. So now what we're going to need is we're going to need a shoulder 2 and a shoulder 3 full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this first one and I'm going to clear it, and I'm going to call this one shoulder 3, and I'm going to duplicate it and call this one shoulder 2. Okay, let's start with 3, and this one doot. Also have other good news. I did well on my third and last final exam. Well done, Bacon. Well done, well done, well done. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How quickly are you going to get results back, though? Because I can't imagine that it's the sort of thing that one gets results back for you incredibly quickly. Okay, that is shoulder 2. Mostly there. Okay. Rib fill. Save. Okay. Hide there. And it looks trippy, but that is fine. His entire character is kind of trippy in terms of design anyway. one I can now get rid of because I'm not going to use it. Okay. So let's show the head again. Hair back. Let's grab our colors here. It's those two. Okay. So I'm gonna hide that. Hair back is gonna consist of like that. And bam, bam. 2, 1. There we go. There we go. He was the purple guy all along. And we saw Dari was always going to be a purple guy. Dari was always going to be a purple guy. Okay, symmetry ruler off. And now we rotate that way. Upright. Doot. Okay, there we go. Happiness is. Show the head again. Hide those. All right. I don't like why it's so fluffy, this outline. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything. Invert. That's what it wants. Okay. There we go. One. Okay, yeah, let's just plow through, actually, just... Hold up. Is there no way of tweaking that more? That's insane. Okay, select, invert. No, wait. Did I even bother with that online? No, I did not. Okay. So I don't actually need to bother with that. Good to know, but I'm going to just leave that on, just that I know which one I'm dealing with. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just systematically work down all of these and paint them in. Okay, unclip that. There we go. First one down. 12 to go. Okay, this one is this shape. Okay. This attention to hair cannot be found even amongst those professional stylists. You see, the most professional stylists are good at getting it good enough really, really, really quickly. With the exception being wig makers. Because with wigs, it doesn't grow back if you mess up. But I've had professional cuts before, only to find artifacts still, so it all depends on technique. Undo. I could never find someone who makes something I end up liking, and when I did, he flew to the other side of the country. Oh no! Oh no! That sucks. And good luck getting someone else to replicate someone else's work. Because it doesn't work out very well all the time. Okay, then here. Like that. Like so. Oh, so last YouTube, why didn't you just take me to the present time of the stream? I was looking and it paused, which should not have, so I was behind. Oh, okay, okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so far so good. And I just want to show the hairline. Yes, that works. Okay. And show the sideburns for now. There we go. Individual hair parts? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because otherwise, when it comes to rigging head turns, like you see with where I've currently got my head at the moment, getting bangs to cover everywhere where you need to without having those split up so that they can expand and compress is really, really tricksy. So for the rigger's sake, namely me, I'm giving myself enough parts to work with. Okay, so then part number 9. Okay, dark color again. It looks really tricky. It's not so much tricky, it's just time consuming. The whole thing basically functions on parallax and the warping of different pieces while using parallax to give the illusion of depth and rotation, if I understand correctly. Pretty much, yes. Yes. We are basically using a very, 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 very fancy paper doll and parallax to fool you into thinking that something is actually moving in 3 dimensions, when it's very, 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 very much not. So a little bit of distortion is needed in some cases in order to get to sell the illusion. But for the most part, it's literally just moving the object left, move it right, move it up, move it down, and then its relative space to the objects behind it is what sells the illusion. Fancy paper dolls are my favorite, yes. We are all fancy paper dolls here. Plenty old school video games like the Sega Genesis Sonic games use much simpler parallax to create depth by moving the background slow and some foreground details quick as you move through the stage. Yeah. I've seen some devs talking about newer indie games as well that use the exact same thing, because if it ain't broke, really, just 3 layers, yeah. Old films with old animated films drawn on cells, also similar structures. I don't know why the first thing that comes to my mind is the forest in Bambi. But yeah, also. Maybe a few more than 3 at times, yeah. But they'd literally have a camera moving slowly past layers of painted glass to get the camera movement, over which they'd actually add the drawings of the animation. But it is hydrate time, so everyone grab your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. At the end of the next timer, I'm gonna call it for the day, because I think there's stuff that I need to handle as well. So let's see how much progress we can make with Dari's bangs, and then I need to call it an evening. There we go. Let me back here. The forest in Bambi is so iconic, and I love looking at it and knowing that it's all hand-drawn and imagining all the time it took and draw paint and paint each individual cell. Yes! It is an amazing work of art, honestly. I'm the only person in my house who actually likes Bambi. Everyone else is traumatized by it too much. I mean, it's really sad, but still. I appreciate it for what it is. That one bit in Bambi made it so the opening scene in The Beauty and the Beast could be that beautiful. Ah. I must say, I can't 100% remember all of the scenes, so I'm having a hard time making the connection. It has been several years since I have last watched the Disney animations. Several years. Save button is probably a good idea. I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy moving, honestly. I get it you to describe it when they pan the castle between the trees and the forest and comes into view. Ah, did they reuse cells for that? Huh? Wouldn't be surprised, but if I recall correctly, Beauty and the Beast was one of the first movies to incorporate CG in the spinning shot of the ballroom dolls. I actually think that that one was drafted, because I remember watching a documentary about animation and the person being completely blown away that that was actually drafted, not CG. But I could be mistaken. I know the first fully 3D animated music video was Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, but I'm not sure about where 3D was first used in animated films. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I want to Shrek, but I'm probably 100% wrong. I would probably have to say most likely. Shrek is iconic, but it's not quite. At that level of technical prominence. I don't think. Let me just see. So here. From you. You are actually going to be darker. Let me do a Google and find out. That would be really, really cool, thank you. Let's get the animation trivia. Enrich our minds. The answer to the question is Toy Story. I had a funny feeling it would be Toy Story, but I didn't expect it to be right. I'm actually surprised by that. Like, Toy Story did actually do a lot of innovation. And I mean, if you ever want to have a quick history of the development of 3D animation, just do a Toy Story marathon. Literally, just do a Toy Story marathon, because every single innovation in 3D animation has been expressed through a Toy Story movie. From get-go of actually doing anything in doing a full 3D feature, clearly, to hair physics, to doing fuzz materials. I think there's also water involved as well, which a lot of the water simulation problems were solved in Finding Nemo. There's a lot of cool stuff. You're right, it was designed in CG and then the cells were drawn on top of the tracking shot. Yeah. So you're not seeing the actual model, but the the detailing is all hand done. That's kind of insane. Okay, this one is going to be interesting. No, I want this one to have this go over that way. Do I? Yeah. They weren't good at humans yet though, so they avoided showing the people often. Incredibles really pushed the good-looking human characters. Before that, Monsters Inc. pushed for physics. Yeah. Monsters Inc. on fur physics and fur rendering even. The Incredibles, I think they also were doing the first subsurface musculature rigs as well, which is also impressive. So like, I don't know if you guys have seen any of those anatomical muscle simulations where they just add another layer and then the skin goes on top of it, and then the skin actually moves conforming to how the muscles beneath are rigged. I believe The Incredibles has a simplified version of that in those rigs as well. I'm learning so many animation things today. Yeah, for a non-animation stream, yes. And I'm always keen to find out new things about animation, because they're always making cool stuff, you know? I want to pull this lower down. And here. Okay, getting there. Okay, so this is the front one. Okay. 15 minutes and then we've got to end. Okay. 14 minutes. Symmetry ruler off. I do not want the symmetry ruler. That's such a good thing that all of the layers previous to this were all strictly on one side with the opacity lock on, because otherwise that would have broken so much. That was a dangerous mistake. That was a dangerous mistake. Ooh. And after all of that, despite this loop of music that has now been playing in our ears for the last almost 4 hours, I have money for nothing stuck in my head. I want my MTV. I want my... Amazing what sticks. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. We're getting there. I think he's starting to look respectable. He's starting to look like a model. He's starting to look like a model. But yes, I think I'm going to leave him there for today. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be available for things that I need to do later today. we have managed to get, surprisingly, much done. We did decide in the end that we're going to save designing the Mistling mascots for a commissioned service. We're going to commission someone else to do it because eek, there are many artists who draw cute things a lot more who are better at it. But for that, we're going to have that as a stretch goal for when I eventually, eventually needs to be soon, do a donathon. Which, Citrina, if you can please let me know when I can poke you about that, because otherwise I'm going to get into paralysis about when is it okay to ask, and I don't even know what to ask about, so I honestly do not know the first thing about donathons, aside from you gotta have a lot planned. So thank you once again for offering that yesterday. Please let me know if the offer still stands. But yeah, we did manage to get a lot done today. We managed to finish Eve. The commission's queue is now empty. So if you are new here and you've liked what you've been seeing, please consider visiting the link in the top left of the screen. And popping me a commission, because this is the day job and it keeps the roof above the walls, the electricity running, and food in the alien bird's tummy. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I know we've still got 7 minutes on the timer, but my focus is starting to slip now that I'm thinking about the stuff that I need to do after stream. And we have gotten far enough for me to feel like we've actually done something, at the very least, with Dory this day so far. So, it's starting to get there. We're starting to get places. And I'll add in rendering a lot of it offline. But I wanted to just give you guys a hint of, hey, this is some of what I'm doing. Working on this character as well in the sidelines. I'm still deciding exactly what colors I'm going to use on his facial shading, because I can't use the exact same colors that I used on mine because they behave differently, with the layer styles behaving differently as well. So yes, the marvel of skin tones. But yes, thank you all so much for coming. I sincerely appreciate it. The streams are going to be very few and far between now and Wednesday. Wednesday is the soonest possible opportunity I'm going to have again, probably, so we'll see what happens. That is unless I have the opportunity to do, I don't know, a Discord voice call or something, while I am making onigiri, because I need to do that in the run of tomorrow as well. So yeah, that's madness that I've got to handle. So yeah, I have to make onigiri tomorrow. So that's got to go in the freezer. I haven't yet got the tech set up so that I can do it at food stream, but it's on the goals. It's on the goals to be able to do that. I just need to borrow the right equipment so that I can do everything. Madness. One day is one day. I'm going to need a cheap laptop or something that I can run all of my streaming software off of, so that I can actually be mobile for the streaming side of things, and then have my desktop not being clogged up with all of those facilities. One day, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we've got things in the pipeline, so we will make everything work one way or another. Come hook or come crook. Yes. Okay. I am out of brain juice for this day. Thank you all so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'll see you all next week. So, with that being said, until the next time, rest well when you get to it, and cheery bye. Good night, everyone.